welcome to the Sit and Knit episode of the Serenity Knitting Society. My name's Alex, that's Buddy. I was kind of hoping he might sit cutely in the background and be a prop, but alas. He's like, no, I'm going to sit right there, out of frame. This is a knitting podcast based out of the north coast of New South Wales. I think I already said I'm Alex. Let's chat. So, as many of you will know, I just moved to North Coast, New South Wales. It's been oh, bye bud. Oh, no. He's gonna go sit up on the window. There's a nice big window here with some trees and stuff. I just moved to the North Coast of New South Wales from like Tamworth region. I'm busted, friends. I am so busted. I'm not even gonna try and pretend like I'm not busted. So that's why I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do some city nitty chatty stuff. I've also got some stuff here to potentially film everything I've ever knit. We'll see if that happens today. I put on makeup for this, so I kind of have to get my film's worth. But my plans for today include this. I was going to paint a dresser. Also, because I haven't said this already, this is going to be super rambly. We're just hanging, okay? So grab a coffee, grab a snack, grab some knitting. It says on the video it's a knit and chat. I do actually have. I'm not willing to put down my coffee yet. Hang on. I do have a project to knit on. However, if I don't end up doing that, it's okay. I'm almost finished, friends. My beautiful Mohair Ranunculus, knit out of, it's by Midori. Hirose is the pattern, also known as Knit Cafe Midori. I finished one sleeve with the I-cord. This is like all the knitting content you guys are getting today. Because I really haven't knit very much. A sleeve, and I've just, I've not really, I've bound it off, but I've left it a bit loose because I always knit my sleeves too short, particularly on 3/4. And I'm on the fence about whether I need to just give it like 1 more inch. I'm also going to block it, but because it's silk mohair, I don't imagine there's going to be a great deal of growth. Because silk tends to kind of hold its shape pretty well. Anyway, we'll see. So I'm knitting on the other sleeve with my little Knit Pro circulars. I don't know what they are. I don't know how many inches they are or centimeters they are. They're not the smallest circumference. They're like 1 up from that because the lovely girls at Morrison Sons in Sydney on York Street near Wynyard Station, I went in to get the small ones and they were like, oh, sweet pea. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know. So yeah, I got that. I got my cute little stitch marker. Oh guys, why do I keep doing this to myself? I get out the mohair projects. I get itchy around my nose. I spent all the podcast. Like whatever. I just could have just bought a pair of socks. But I'm really close to this, and I think that we're in kind of like perfect weather for this. Like if I was to go out for dinner or if I was to go out early in the morning, where I am now. So I didn't realize this when we agreed to move here. I've moved to a tropical location. I didn't realize. I thought tropical North Queensland, like Darwin, sure, tropical. North Coast, New South Wales. I didn't quite click in my head that this is a tropical climate. So I've gotten here and it's like where we were in Tamworth, it was like, I don't know, 15, 16 degree tops, still cold, getting occasional frosts coming into spring, you know, like it was a lot more, I don't know what that climate's called, but it's like mountainy, right? Like we're up in the mountains. And then I get here and it's like, I need to buy a pair of shorts. Like, where are my t-shirts? Like, I just was not prepared. It's like 27 degrees and humid. So yeah, anyway, I did ask some questions on Instagram, and to my surprise and delight, humans responded. That was exciting. Quite a few people actually, which I was really excited. So if you were a person, I have written down your names. Thank you so much. Just made, I don't know, like I was going to do this anyway, but it was really nice to have some people actually ask some things. And yeah, so I may knit on this. I may just sit here and chat to you and drink coffee. And that's okay. My plans for today consist of doing this. I'm pretty sure I started telling you this story and then I got distracted by my brain. I am planning to do, oh, did you hear that? That was Buddy on the floor. He has very heavy footsteps, and so you can hear the dum 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 dum. Anyway, he's just kind of wandering around being like, who are you talking to? What are you doing? Why are you not paying me any attention? I really love, this is not one of the questions, but just ends up being part of the story and a bit of a thing about me. I love old stuff. Like I love secondhand furniture. I love old suitcases. I'm looking at two of them here that I've got my knitting stored in. Here, I might as well show you. It's right here. Oh, you can't see. Is this gonna work? Old suitcases. Yeah, that's cute. That's where I store a lot of my knits, in old suitcases. But he's like, what is going on? And I am gonna film that. Whether I film it today will depend on how I'm feeling. But I even thought I might film it in little sections. So I might do like all the beanies I've ever knit, all the shawls I've ever knit, all the thousands of vanilla socks I've ever knit. Because, you know, people might not be interested in it, and that's cool, and they can skip through, or people, I mean, there's not actually that much stuff. Like there is, and because everything I talk about has a story and a back, you know, like a little, I'm very intentional in my knits, and often, not always, but often. So there's often a little bit of a story behind it, or like a reason or a thinking. So it might take some time to get through them all. So anyway, I'll just see how I go. But anyway, let's just get the Serenity back there. Oh, look, you can still see a little bit in the corner. Yeah, come sit down. It'd be really cute if you just like sat there in the background. It's like, no, I want to sit on the suitcase. I think I've tried to tell this story 3 times. So yeah, I love old stuff, and so because we've moved, I am getting some, I'm looking at Facebook Marketplace and getting some different furniture that's going to fit the house. And so we bought this beautiful hutch. I'm actually pretty happy with it. I got it for a really good price. I love a bargain. I love a bargain, and I love, like, I don't know what the official term is, upcycling, or I love painting old furniture. So, you know, like the bones of it are really good, but maybe I take off the hardware, paint the whole thing, and then it comes back really great. And I did that with our, I love the recycling aspect of it. I love the fact that I am clever with my money, and I get a really nice piece for like nothing. Like I spent today, we bought the hutch for about 80 bucks. We went and picked it up. My husband's got a ute or a truck. And we met the people. It was in the gorgeous lady who sold it to us. It was her mother's hutch originally, which I just thought was really lovely. I love knowing that things, you know, she's like, you guys seem like nice people. I'm really glad it's going to you. And I was like, thanks, I will take care of it. I'm also painting it white. So much to a lot of people's horror, which I don't always tell them about, I paint everything white pretty much, white or grey. And then I've got this really beautiful piece of furniture for a fraction of the cost. It's a solid timber. They're always bloody heavy, to be honest. So I was going to do that today, but the humidity's pretty high. It's like 81%, and it's looking, I don't know, it's not like the clouds are pretty high. One of the benefits, I think, one of the best things working out on a property taught me was like reading weather. Not perfectly, but I can, like, I don't look at it and go, well, it's great, it must rain. I'm kind of like, okay, well, it's coming in from the east. And I'm like a freaking weather expert at this point. My husband's like, how can you tell this? And I was like, well, when you see it coming from, 20 kilometers away, you got a bit of a gist. but the cloud is pretty high and it's light. It's just overcast. So it's more the humidity I'm concerned about. It's not a great idea to paint when it's above, like you're aiming generally between like a 20 to 50% humidity. Anything above 80 is not ideal, and it's sitting around 80. So anyway, I also just don't really know if I can be bothered. Am I using some weather maths to make that reasonable? Possibly. So anyway, let's talk about some questions. It's 10 minutes and all I've done is, I mean, it's a sit and knitting. I'm just drinking coffee, let's be honest. I'll knit in a bit. I haven't had one yet. So, first question. Actually, a few people asked about this. Adrian, Ciara, I hope I'm saying that right, Ciara and Rach all asked about Buddy. Everyone loves Buddy. I love Buddy too. I wish he would come back for this. Buddy! Bud! Bud! He normally comes when I call him, and he's not going to do it because I'm filming. So, in the ways of cats, they will not do it when you want them to do it. But when they want to do it, they'll do it. Anyway, so Buddy. So I got Buddy when we first moved out. I moved out pretty young. So also for people who are overseas, in Australia, it's not quite like how they do it in US, where a lot of times people in US, they go away to college and they like live on campus. That's really quite rare here. Most people might do a gap year where they travel over to Europe or America or something when they finish school, and then they, go off and do uni. But a lot of people live at home while they do that, and they go to a uni quite local to them. Not always, but it's not such a culture thing as it is in America, where people like go away and they live on campus. It's not really a thing. So in Australia, moving out around 2021 is pretty early. Our housing market is pretty insane. I think that's pretty much the same everywhere. I don't really know about overseas housing markets, but rent is pretty crazy here, particularly where I was from. I grew up in Sydney, which is like, it's not the capital, but let's be honest, either Melbourne or Sydney probably should be the capital. Canberra is technically the capital, but Melbourne and Sydney are our two biggest cities. So I grew up in Sydney, and why am I telling you this again? Buddy. So we moved at 21 and moved onto the northern beaches and was staying in an apartment. In our first apartment, we weren't allowed to have pets. In our second apartment, for the first year we moved out, my husband was away a lot. At that point, he was training with the Army Reserves, and so he was away a lot for a lot of the time. And I just needed a little buddy. Like, I needed a little friend. I was out of home for the first time. It was a particularly difficult period of my life, and I just need a little friend, and I've had cats growing up. My parents have 3 cats, and all of them are my fault. My mum loves them now, but I take full responsibility for the fact that all of them were instigated by me. I've never had a dog, but I love dogs, and I have been with my husband since we were like 15, 16, and he had a dog, so I kind of feel like I a little bit had a dog. But I just love cats. They're so cute, and I love all animals really. I'm not a one or the other kind of person, but I love cats. And so when we moved into our next place a year later, they actually said we could get a dog, but our biggest concern, which is so ironic, our biggest concern was that they wouldn't want to be left alone all day. So we could get like a little dog, but we didn't want to leave them in an apartment all day. So anyway, I said to my husband, we were like wandering around, I was like, okay, well, I'll look into getting a rescue cat at some point, and yeah, it was kind of like on the cards, and we discussed it. We were definitely getting an animal. Like, we knew that part. Anyway, so one day I was wandering around. My parents live on the Southern Highlands, and we were in Bowral doing some shopping. And I was wandering around, and I think my mum was like, hey, I need to go get some, pick up some stuff for the cats. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll go with you to the pet store, and we'll get some cat litter or whatever it was. Anyway, we went in there, and this woman was delivering a little litter of kittens, and like, I am just a giant child when it comes to animals. I will just go and I just want to snuggle them. Please get them out. Like, I masquerade as an adult so that I can pet the animals. So I was like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. And so anyway, I should try and find a photo of him to insert. If I can, I will. If not, I'll find some to put on Instagram. I'm at the Knitting Serenity Society on Instagram. There's lots of bunny content that gets uploaded on there. So if you're mildly interested in cats, he's so cute. Oh, bud. Almost sounded like he was crying, but maybe not. Anyway, so I was like looking at these little puff balls with blue eyes, and I was like, oh my God, they're so cute. And then the woman tells me, I was you. I thought you were crying, and I was wondering, I thought I was crazy. Come on, come over here. I know, I'm telling everyone about your origin story. Now, do you want to come sit up here? It'd be very cute if you would like sit with me. No? Thanks, that'd be nice. So then I was like, that'd be really nice if you just did that. See, you were telling everyone about how you came home. We adopted you. He's like, no, I don't really want to sit there actually. Well, that's fine, you can sit there. So then we, God, this video is going to be long. I got a lot of questions, friends. If I don't get to them all today, I will get to them at some point. Also, don't lick yourself. We're on camera. Good Lord. We have to like put a YouTube rating on this. And now he's like, I will bite you. If I have to work out how to blur something out, can you imagine? Anyway. Good Lord. So then she told me that what had actually happened is she had a really young ragdoll. I think it was a ragdoll. No, hers was the Himalayan. So she had a Himalayan who she hadn't had a chance to get desexed because they were really quite young. And then the next door neighbor had a ragdoll who, for whatever reason, and I was about to say I make no judgments. Fine, I make a little bit of judgment, okay? But for whatever reason, they had a mature ragdoll male who hadn't been desexed. And she said one day her cat got out and mated with the next door neighbors. And next thing you know, they had kittens. And so it wasn't like a planned thing. So she was kind of, in my mind, I was calling them bougie rescues. Because this particular, it's a pet shop where they sell like pet things, but they only they kind of work more as an adoption agency from the pet side of things. They only sell they rehome animals that have been rescued. So I walked in and I see these little puffballs and I'm thinking, I prefer to rescue when I can. I think there's a lot of cats out there and there's a lot of animals and friends. Oh, do you have a mouse? There's a lot of animals and friends. It's not a real mouse, guys. I just realized as I said that you think it was a real mouse. His favorite toys are these little mousies, so it's not a real mouse. I would be freaking out. So it was like a super bougie rescue. I will be honest, it has crossed my mind that potentially, this happened after the fact. After the fact, it crossed my mind that potentially she may have been lying to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, potentially everybody might not have been accidentally not desexed. However, I didn't think about that at the time, to be honest with you. And look, I didn't think about it at the time. Maybe I was slightly naive. I just was holding a little puffball. I was very excited. She seemed like a nice lady. Anyway, so it happened as it happened. Don't judge me. Or do, that's fine also. That's what I did. So anyway, I saw this little thing and I was like, I want the one that's going to be my best friend. And she was like, that little guy will follow you to the ends of the earth. And she like pulled out this little fluff ball. And like truly they were like little tiny fluffy potatoes. He is just going crazy. Can you hear him racing around? He's like doing little zoomies all over the shop. Anyway, so I called my husband and I was like, hey man, so it's my birthday in 3 weeks. I'm thinking I'm buying a kitten. And he was like, okay. And then we kept trying to work out names for him, and we're tossing out like Nugget was a name that we had because he was just a little fluffy nugget. And then it just didn't quite sit right. And then he ended up as Buddy because he was my little buddy. So that was 5 years ago. He's 5 years old now. He has had about 1,000 health problems. And ironically, we didn't get a dog because we worried about leaving him alone. Buddy has the most anxious attachment style of any animal I've ever owned, ever. God love him. A lot of his health issues come out of his anxiety. We work very closely with vets and, you know, animal medical professionals to try and support him in whatever way we can. But it's a very, he just wants to be with his humans all the time, and he gets very distressed when we're not here. So I have been working remotely for a while now, and so that has probably suited him very, very well. I am transitioning into a non-remote position, which I'm a little bit concerned about, but we're just going to speak with the vet about how we can best support him. You know, trust me, we've tried it. We've tried all the things, so you know, he's okay. And when we go away, we always have somebody who comes and takes care of him, plays with him, and cuddles him. But it's really just the cuddles and the human interaction. He's just like, he is my best little bud, and he just wants to follow me around, hang out all the time. So he's also like, he's a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes, and I often say to people, like, if he wasn't the best cat I've ever owned, we probably would have gotten rid of him, which I never would have, you know, like, I never would have gotten rid of him. But like, he breaks stuff, he knocks stuff over, he's very chatty. Like, he's not actually that naughty, but you know, when you say, you know, someone's like, oh, is he a really good boy? And I'm like, no. No, he's my bestest boy. He's not my goodest boy. He's not malicious. He's just, he just wants to play. Anyway, so that's my little guy, and I love him. I love him to freaking death. That little fluffy guy. Okay, great. Questions. Next question. Kitty asked me what my favorite place to knit is, and this was a really good one because my favorite place to knit was in my last house. They had these big, beautiful, what are those things called? Stained glass windows in the living room, and I had my couch, and I had the sunlight would stream in, and God, I loved that spot. You sat, particularly in winter when the sun was low, the sunshine would stream in. It was so beautiful, and it was warm, it was gorgeous. However, we don't live there now, and I'm a little bit sad about that because I haven't really found a place. We don't have a couch yet. That's a problem. We've just ordered one, so we should get one in the next couple of weeks. But I don't really have a favorite place to knit right now. I'm a very big homebody. I love to be at home. I love my space. I have a degree in interior design. It's not what I work in now, but I do have a degree in interior design. And so I just love to have my space feel and look beautiful. I think it's a bit to be confirmed what my favorite place to knit is, to be honest with you, Kitty. And I'm hoping I can find somewhere here. I recently went down to, I think you say it Watergoes Beach, which is next, like kind of near where Byron Bay is. It's around the corner on the headland under the lighthouse. And that was pretty stunning. I sat there the other day, took a little reel, and I honestly, like, I had a coffee. It was a brown paper coffee cup with like a neon pink picture of a llama on it. And honestly, I was like beside myself excited. And then I was sitting there, you can check out the reel again, it's on Instagram. I honestly was just, like, I just couldn't quite believe I was living in that moment. That was pretty incredible. That's not too far from my house, about half an hour drive. So not too far from where I am. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can make a little space here that's going to be really lovely, and it's going to be my favorite spot. This is our guest bedroom. And so I'm tossing up whether this is going to end up being, it was meant to be my husband's office, but I'm wondering if maybe it's actually going to be my little knitting studio now that I'm a YouTuber. With actually, guys, we almost have 1,000 followers. Like, subscribers, what are they called here? Subscribers. There's nearly 1,000. I am doing a giveaway at 1,000. I'm pretty sure my mum's bringing it up for me tomorrow. Thanks, Mum. The giveaway, just need to kind of confirm all the pieces of that, so I don't want to say too much about all of it. I know I've been teasing it for a while, but it's because I've known about it for a while. It's not a tease to lead you on. It's a I'm freaking excited. I don't want to tell you anything before it's in my hot little hands, and but I've known about it for quite a while now, probably maybe over a month. Anyway, I'm very excited. I think you guys are gonna be really excited. This is a pretty freaking big deal. I was thrilled. So yeah, I don't know if that's what this is gonna be, but now I'm a YouTube Instagrammer person. Now I'm on the YouTubes. I don't actually have the space to do that. Let me know what you think about this. I really would love your feedback around the spaces. I'm just looking for something. I thought I've been doing my last one on a blank wall. I do want to find somewhere. I want to find somewhere with good light, and I think that this has these big windows. It's got a lot of natural light. I got a window open, so I'm hoping that's not too noisy. Anyway, I love how I haven't knit at all. I'm just drinking coffee. I didn't tell you what I was wearing. I'm going to assume that someone's wondered, if more than 4 people have watched this, how good is that reel? It's like, hey, my YouTube videos are enjoyed by more than 4 people worldwide. When I first posted about it, I was laughing at that really hard. This is actually, am I going to be able to show you this without lifting up my shirt? Yes. This is, yeah, stuff it. Come on, we're all friends here. This is the Navelli tee. What a weird way to show you. That's how we know we're really friends. This is the Navelli tee by Boylan Knitworks, which is also Caitlin Hunter. And this is actually, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I almost was like, am I gonna swear? Yeah, do it. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. This was my first project. This is my first garment ever. Why, Alex? Why would you give yourself a bottom-up color work fingering sweater? WTF. I had no idea. This took me like over a year because I kept getting bored and confused. So I did the color work within, I don't know, very, very quickly. I loved the color work. But this whole thing going up here took me forever. And then this whole back and forth number, forever. Love the finished product. Probably don't wear it as much as I should. Today I'm actually really enjoying it with my baggy mum jeans. Definitely think I'm going to try and wear this more. I think because it's knit in singles, I'm particularly concerned about like snagging it on something. Like it feels really delicate. But I also think that because it was my first project and it was my first knitted garment, I kind of was a bit like worried that it would break, or I don't know, like self-destruct. So I didn't really wear it as much, and now I do. It's probably I think I've got some finished object photos on Ravelry. I think I'm Serenity Knits 23 on Ravelry, pretty sure. I'll link it down in the description box. It's a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but not in a bad way. Just like it's probably slightly longer than like t-shirt length. I didn't do any sleeves. I don't think the pattern actually does sleeves. There could be a bit of ribbing that they do on the sleeve actually. I just didn't do that because I didn't want to. I quite like a little cap sleeve. I actually think this is a really cute length. I would definitely knit this again. I actually think I would knit this again without the color work and just wear it as a tee. Like, I mean, obviously this is a tee, but just like a plain one. But I would also probably want to do that in a like DK or something else, like faster. I wanted to go faster because it was a lot of knitting. I'm a bigger bodied human, and it was a heck of a lot of fingering knitting. So I actually think this is also why I was put off making a fingering weight sweater. But then when I did the one in the Biche Bouche, the Bright Side sweater by Espace Tricot, that went so fast. Bottom up is probably not my best friend. However, I really know, and actually, oh, that was my phone telling me I've got low power. Just, is that going to be a like, I feel like it's going to be a little thing because my phone's like always on low power. Why would I film when it's low power? Because it's morning time and I wanted to film in the morning and not the afternoon. That probably brings me to another question. Manon asked my dream project and what my technique to knit next is. In a similar vein to that's what reminded me of it. Look at me segueing like a pro. I really want to knit The Weekender by Andrea Mowry. I would love to do it in Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in the color Snowbound. I think I might have said at another point I wanted to do it in Wood Smoke, also very pretty, but I think I would get a lot of wear out of snowbound where it's like that almost whitey grey, like tweedy thing. I would love to do that. Am I concerned about the bottom up construction? 100%. It's not my favorite construction for no other reason other than I don't know, I feel like it takes longer. I feel like motivation wise, I don't see it coming together in the same way. I don't know. I think it's all mental. It is all mental. It's the exact same amount of knitting as it would be top down. But I just really love that, and I think I'd wear the shit out of it. It's on the list. It's also worsted weight, so it surely isn't going to take me as long as this one. But I love the way that with this, the ribbing at the top and the 3 needle bind off the whole. At least I think that's what it was. It could have been a seam. I don't actually remember, guys, to be honest. I think it might have been whatever it was. I just loved the whole. I love how it looks, and I think it actually, a boat neck really kind of suits. I don't know, I like how it sits on me. And I like that it's kind of back and front wearable. I don't think there were any short rows in this one. It was just super straightforward. So I also think that I don't mind. The other thing is when I first, because this was my first garment, I think I wanted it done so I could wear it. Whereas now I don't mind having a lot of knitting because I'm just going to find another project afterwards. So I don't actually mind so much if things take a while. Sometimes I do just want a quick knit. I just want something that I can have it done, wear it, ready to go. But I don't mind things taking a long time now because I'm enjoying the process. I have knitted garments to wear. I'm not as, I don't know, rushed about it. So I think, man, that's definitely one of my top ones. My other ones that are in like the works in my brain are, I really would love to do a Lumi sweater by Sari Nordlund, and I think I want to do that. I think I'm going to order the yarn for that for my birthday maybe. In the Biche Bouche, I think it's just called lamb's wool, like Le Lamb's Wool, the big one. It's like a worsted weight one. It's a reasonably new product from them. What else do I want to knit? I really did want to knit, what was that called actually? I bought the pattern for it and I was originally going to knit it out of the Le Petit Lamb's Wool by Biche Bouche. I like their stuff. I like it. I was going to do, what was it called? Hey. I can't remember what it's called. I was going to do another colourwork sweater. It was fingering weight. It has a lot of flowers on the top. Yeah. Don't. Come on, man. You're on camera. Christ almighty. Don't bite me. Did you know that this is probably the time that you most bite me is when there's a camera rolling? You're like licking me like, I don't really want to bite you. Okay, fine. I'll leave you alone. He's actually not a big biter, but I feel like it keeps happening every time I'm filming. He just like must get a vibe. That's actually really cute. It's almost like we planned it that way. So yeah, anyway, can't remember what that sweater's called. If I can remember what it's called or I look it up, I'll put it in the description bar under the stuff I want to knit section. And the technique I want to try next, I think I'd like to do more brioche. I have technically done a brioche in my Colour Craze shawl, but I think I would really, it was squishy. Oh, you know what? I would like to do a half fisherman's rib. Andrea Mowry has a couple of patterns. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing a cardigan too. This is like a lot of answers that are not really answers. I do think I'd like to do brioche. I think I'd like to do a cardigan. Cables has been on my list for a while. I've done some like very minor cables, but I've always felt pretty intimidated by them. So I thought I actually might even start by doing Ingrid from Knitting Tradition. She's got a sock pattern that's like a simple cable sock pattern. I thought I might start with that because I feel very comfortable with socks. So it would really just be the cable part. And even from the very small amount I've done, I don't actually think it's very complicated. I just think it's getting comfortable with the technique. And so I think it's a bit like colour work in that same way, where it's like the actual colour worky part isn't super complicated, but there's some techniques and tricks that kind of make it easier. Because I just think that that's something I'd be really into. So yeah, thanks for asking. What else have we got? Sky asked whether I like red wine, white wine, latte, cappuccino, favorites. In regards to wine, I don't drink, so I don't have either wines, but I am a coffee girl through and through. I think somebody sent me a message on Instagram. I'm sorry I don't remember your name because I should have looked it up beforehand, but I really loved it. She said that she spoke to a dietitian. They said up to 7 coffees is fine. And I was like, excellent. I was like, that's the kind of news I need to hear. It's so funny because literally last time I was like, don't come for me. I drink a lot of coffee. I have tried to cut down a little bit on coffee because I've noticed I've had a few stomach issues recently where it hasn't liked probably the amount of coffee and Nurofen that I have needed to take recently. It's a bit of a long story, and it's not really, it's all medical related, so I won't get into it too much. I'm fine. It's just that there's like a continuing process where need to take some painkillers, mild painkillers, and that those combined with coffee aren't great for your stomach, and turns out it doesn't like it very much. So it's sorted itself out for a while, but it just comes up every once in a while, and for that period I need to slow down on the coffees. But I've recently started taking a prebiotic, which I think is actually really helping that too. Anyway, that was not part of the question. Sorry about that, guys. Side note on my medical journey. But as far as latte cappuccino, I'm a latte girl. It's a bit sacrilege to say there's a little part of me that thinks they're all the same. They're not. I totally have looked it up. I have often had the joke with my husband that a latte and a flat white are the exact same thing. But there is a difference. There's like a foam depth issue, foam depth difference. They're different coffees. I like a latte. What else are some faves? Think of any like faves off the top of my head. I would say my favorite, trying to think about yarny faves. I think if it was like a superwash, non-superwash, I'd be doing, maybe I should look that up one time. That'd be really fun if we could do like yarny, like this or that. I should try and see if I can find some of those. That'd be kind of fun. I would say non-superwash, but I'm definitely not exclusively a non-superwash person. I like the feel of it. I tend to hand wash my knits anyway. I think when you're knitting for small babies, superwash is probably appropriate. But I also like to be, I know that I don't know a lot about this, but I know that there are chemicals involved in making superwash. And I like to not do that when possible. I try to, but so I'd say non-superwash is definitely, I just like the feel of it, to be honest. And then I don't just like the feel of it, but that's my, I'll be honest, that's my primary reason. I like the fabric I get. I like the result. I enjoy working with it more. I don't like the plasticky feel, but I also, I'm not gonna pretend I don't care about the ecological factors, because I do. What else? Favorite yarn brands. I have so many I want to try, so I don't want to this does not exclude anyone I haven't tried yet. Sonda Yarn Co. I just would die for every day. Love those. There's about 1,000 that I would love to try. What else have I enjoyed working with? I do quite like Madelaine Tosh, although a lot of her is super wash, and here it's quite expensive, but I have enjoyed, I have worked with that a little bit and do enjoy that. Obviously like Bichet Bouche, because I've used them a few times. Hey, this is the, I'm looking at my things going, what did I like? This is the color I want to do my shelter sweater in. If you want to know more about this hat, you'll have to watch my things. My other videos. Look at me. I'm like a real YouTuber being like, watch all the other stuff. Okay, cool. Next question. First, actually, this wasn't a question. Anna just said she loves watching all the episodes. Hey, Anna. Anna's from Poland. She's real sweet. And hey, nice to have you along. She's doing it. Asked me about my hair. God love you. She's like, I don't remember exactly what it was. I was like, how do you get your hair to be so great? Okay. I hate to tell you. First of all, thank you. I grew it myself. Have I been sitting on that joke for a while? Yes. Did it stop me? No. I'll be honest. I think it's like 95% genetics, although I don't actually know anyone who has hair like mine in my family, so I'm pretty sure I have like a long lost ancestor who has given me lovely hair. It is one of my favorite features about myself, and I love having it long. My husband likes it short, but too bad. I like it long. I just feel like myself when it's, I don't know, fun and long and witchy. I don't know, I like it. So first of all, thank you. I like it too. Second of all, what do I do with it? I do actually need to get a bit of a haircut because it's starting to get a little bit straggly. I kind of tend to, I get a haircut probably once a year, probably could do it more. And I do use, you know what, I should have gotten these out of the bathroom. I have recently started using, kind of as natural as humanly possible, vegan hair products. I have noticed, I'm not vegan, but I like to, you know, I don't like the idea of having, like, I can't quite work out why you'd want to put, like some of those ones have some really gross stuff in them, and I didn't really want to put that on my hair. Like, I feel like it's a different, anyway. I like these products. They're called Davines. I'll be honest, they're expensive, but I find that I don't use very much of them, and I have a heck of a lot of hair. It's very, very thick. It's very, very heavy. The hair, not the product. And I can have them last a really long time. So they're, you know, like professional hair care products. I really like them. I find they last a really long time, and I feel like what has really helped me is I found out I have wavy hair, and so I stopped using I started using curly and wavy products. Right now it's not looking its best because when I moved I started using some like I just was using like random, I can't remember which one I was using. I was just using like random shampoo and conditioner, and I find that when I use chemicals on my hair it doesn't like it very much. Things like silicons, it gets a bit weird and it just doesn't like it very much. If that works for you and you like them, awesome. I just find I really like this brand, the Davines one. So I'm gonna keep using it, and I don't do a lot to my hair. I don't blow dry it. This is like all of a sudden become a beauty podcast. It's not, I promise. I'm just lazy. Here's the thing. Here's the real truth. I'm super lazy. I don't curl it. I wash it and I put it up in like a hair thingy. I let it dry via air. Via air. You know what I mean? Air dry. Takes forever. I'm just really lazy, and I don't really do a lot with it. And I think that I will acknowledge that probably means I'm really, really lucky. That's why I said 95% genetics. Thanks, great aunt or uncle so-and-so. Yeah, I just feel like I just kind of leave it alone and clean it sometimes. Dry shampoo. But thank you. That's very kind. I also, it's one of my most I feel like it makes me feel really Alexy to have long hair and to wear my hair out. So I really, I enjoy that. What else do we have? Leah asked about what I do for a job and to share some more Aussie slang. So, Leah, I have made the decision to not share about my job very much, and it's kind of not to be weird and secretive, but it's kind of because I love my job. It's also quite an intense job, and I really find this to be a nice place where I can kind of separate that from the really intense work that I do. I love it, but this is kind of a space that I want to kind of, just for the moment, and that might change in the future, kind of keep a bit more like a really sacred, light-hearted zone. So I'm happy to share. I work in health, and the type of work I've been doing recently, has just been probably one of the more intense jobs, doing a lot of night shifts, doing a lot of quite acute work. And so it's been this was really kind of, as somebody else asked actually, Scanny Legend asked about how I started the podcast, and there's a little bit more about that too in the first episode, I think, or maybe the second one, maybe the start of the second one, first like 5 minutes or so. But I really kind of started this because I was feeling kind of really, I had kind of like, I'd lost a lot of my creativity, and I was feeling like with all the night shifts and particularly with the intensity of the work, yeah, I was feeling really flat, and I just felt like I needed something that was going to be a creative outlet, that was going to be something where, I don't know, it was going to bring some joy and some balance into the kind of stuff I was doing. And it makes my job sound all doom and gloom. I really love it. It's really meaningful work. It means a lot to me. And also it's a very, it takes a lot out of you. And so this is kind of something that gives back something to me too, you know. I am transitioning into a full-time role, so I also was thinking that's part of why I thought I might film a few things now, because I'm not sure what that's going to look like moving forward, and at least for the first little bit I might take some time to adjust with that. So I'm really excited about the new role, and that's also why I don't want to share too much as well, because I'm not sure, I'm fairly early in my career, and I'm not sure about any like conflict of interest, not conflict of interest because it's a totally different sector in health obviously, but any kind of things that might be, I might not foresee that might occur, you know, between mixing something that's a little bit more public on YouTube, which, you know, there's not that many of us here, but to be honest, like, I actually think when I say that at the same time, pretty sure the total of my videos had like 10,000 people watch them. So it's not like there's 4 of us, do you know what I mean? And so I suppose I'm just being really considerate and probably quite cautious around, you know, what I do choose to share, and what maybe, yeah, they might have some unforeseeable impacts in the future. So I'm just being really cautious around that. So I hope you guys understand around that. And as far as sharing some Aussie slang, okay, I should have thought about this in advance. I haven't, but I can tell you my absolute favorite Aussie slang, and maybe I can do some, maybe I will do a video about that, Leah, because I do think I could look some up and that'd be really funny. My favorite Aussie slang, or like Aussie thing that we do, which cracks me up, and I do it all the time, is when somebody asks you a question. So let's say, oh, hey, you know, are you going to film a video today? And then we would be like, oh, yeah, nah, I don't know, like, you know, yeah, nah. Or someone would be like, oh, you know, are you gonna head down to, you know, the hardware store today? Oh, nah, yeah, I reckon I might, you know, like, and it's the yeah, nah, yeah. What are we saying? And if you're an Australian, you know exactly what someone's saying. If you say yeah, nah, it means no. If you say nah, yeah, it means yes. And I just find this hilarious because it makes no sense. And then we might go, oh yeah, nah, yeah. And then you're like, wait, but which one is it? But if you're Australian, you'll probably know, like based on someone's tone and based on how they're saying it, you'll probably pick it up. But I remember my best friend's from Chicago, and I remember when I was saying this, sometimes she's looking at me going, so like, are we going? Like, yeah, nah, yeah, nah, yeah, nah, yeah, yep, nah, yeah, nah. Cracks me up. So that's like one of my absolute favorites, and I totally use it all the time. The other favorite one I use is I reckon, which I've already said probably 45 times in this video. It's definitely, and living out in the country, I definitely think I reckon became more prevalent. So you'd be like, yeah, I reckon, or you know, I reckon we'll do this, and it's kind of like I think we'll do this, but I don't know, it doesn't really, I reckon it doesn't quite translate exactly to I think, because it's kind of, yeah, I reckon is for sure, like, yeah, I reckon. That's probably, oh, is that rain? Oh shit. Do you know what? I made my husband put that piece of thing with me outside so I could paint it, and now I think it's raining and I think I need to go get it. I'm not going to be able to move it myself, friends. Also, I really didn't want to have to pause this video. Am I going to leave it? No, I'm not. Okay, I'm going to come back. I might actually knit a bit in this knit and just sit after this. I'll finish my coffee and I'll come back and knit, okay? Okay, I've got some more questions. Hold please. All good. Probably worth saying that my husband was totally right and we should have just put it undercover, but I had plans to get to it, and then now I'm just not going to do that. Anyway, point to the husband. Not that we're based on points, but it's always good to be able to admit when you're wrong. Okay, hang on, I'm gonna finish this coffee and then I'll actually knit, and then we can officially call this a knit and sit and knit. And I don't think I have too many questions left. I'm trying to think of one more Aussie slang because I feel like we've got some great ones. Oh, so you know how, okay, so in the States, they always say, throw a shrimp on the barbie. So we call them prawns. We do not refer to shrimp as prawns. I don't know if they're actually different things, but I'm pretty confident that what you would call shrimps, in like sheeps, it's just sheep. Shrimp in America, we refer to as prawns. So, and to be honest, we don't often, I don't know if we actually really cook prawns on the barbecue all that often, to be honest. It's not, we're more likely to chuck a steak on the barbie. I would say we're more inclined to chuck a steak. We would say chuck, yeah. Because you guys throw a shrimp on the barbie, so we're going to say chuck a steak on the barbie is probably more realistic. And it would be like, you know, I'd come and be like, oh, hey, you want to chuck some steaks on the barbie? Cool. I'm not even sure if I call them barbie, really. Chuck a steak. Let's have a steak on the steak. Let's just have a steak. Chuck a steak on. I don't know. We definitely call it a barbie, but not that often, you know, like VS, if you're not following what I'm saying, barbecue, barbie. We wouldn't, and I don't know if that's a real one we use all that often, but like we definitely do. The other one is we do call people mate a lot, and I have noticed, particularly having lived in the like more rural areas, my mate came up a lot more. Where I'd be at shopping and like someone would be like handing me something like, oh thanks mate. Oh sorry mate, you know, like I even started calling my husband mate, and he was like, okay, so let's just watch that. And I was like, you gotta remember I'm hanging around with like cows and farmers all day. Like I definitely noticed my language got worse, although to be fair, it's always been pretty dodgy. And I definitely started calling more people mate. I don't think as many people say g'day as overseas, particularly Americans, think we do. Like, people definitely use it. If someone were to say it, you wouldn't blink. Like, it's not completely fake. I think there's some people that use it very genuinely, and it is just like part of their vernacular. But it's not like, it's not like chow. We don't all walk around saying, you know, we don't all say, g'day, 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 g'day. Like, you know, you might say it, but it's not, it's not like the standard greeting, you know. It's like we'll just say hi like everyone else. Yeah. But yeah, if people are interested in some more, I would totally love to do, because I think it's like 40% of people watching are from the States. Hey friends, I've only ever been to Hawaii, which is also pretty cool. But like, yeah, if people have Australian questions, don't get me wrong, I love traveling. I would love to travel more, but I freaking love this. I feel like Australia, we have a lot of flaws, God love us. We have some very questionable things going on, do you know what I mean? But like, we're kind of cool. Like, we are cool. We've got some cool animals. We've got some cool people. We say a whole bunch of weird stuff that we don't really realize is weird. Can you tell I've got my hair on my face again? Oh yeah. And I think that like because we're so far away from so many people, a lot of people never get here. You know what I mean? Like, we're really in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And if you notice anything Australian that I say, or anything that's not kind of logical that I say, like, I'm happy for you to pop it in the comments. And if it's something that I can explain, because that's the other thing, is I'm probably not realizing I'm doing it, you know, it's because it's like, this is how I always talk. So, yeah, I don't know. Aussies are cool. Okay, what else have we got here? Guys, I might have answered all the questions. Look at me. And I didn't knit anything. Hang on. I'll have to think of a story to knit. Hang on. Down the coffee. Well, actually, I was going to tell you a little bit about how the move went. That was the whole point of this video originally. Look, I will knit something, and then we can say it was real. I was going to tell you a bit about how the move went. So, we're still technically in the process of moving. So, we're moving over the course of 3 weeks, which, yes, is very, very long, but we had to kind of, we found it really hard to find a place, and then once we did, we had to kind of go really fast. So we had like basically we had hoped to have a 2-week notice, like a 2-week notice of when we were moving. We had to give 4 weeks for our 3 or 4 weeks for our real estate agent for our last place. But when we found out about this place, they said, look, it's been empty for a little while now. We need someone in there in the week. We've got 5 people who are waiting. Like, can you take it in a week or not? And we were like, shit, all right, well, yep, okay. So we kind of just, we had been packed probably about 75% before then. We kind of just had all the essentials out after that. So then we packed up and we left on a Thursday, and we just took all our essentials. We took Buddy. We hoped the Wi-Fi would work, because that's what's been a hassle in our last place. And we just drove up here. It's about 6 to 7 hour drive, depending on how many stops you take. And it's through the absolute 10% battery remaining. It's in the middle of arse end of nowhere, like truly no one for kilometers and kilometers and kilometers, and the road is just like abysmal. There's like points where there's potholes. It's just like there's more pothole than road. And I used to, like I said, I worked out on a property. There was like 10 kilometers or something of dirt road, and I used to drive it in my little Hyundai i30, and it was, you know, not awesome but fine. So it's not like this road is worse. Anyway, so we left. We packed up all our stuff. We were here on the Friday. I had to work on the Friday, and I had worked the night before on the Wednesday. Don't recommend that. A little bit dangerous. It was not. I shouldn't have done it, and also I had done everything to not do it, and it was kind of just the way the cookie crumbled. It was fine. I actually handled that part pretty well. I think I still had pretty good sleep other than the night shift at that point. So got here on Thursday, worked the Friday. Saturday morning, we flew out to Sydney for our best friend's engagement. So again, if you're not familiar with how freaking huge Australia is, like a lot of people, particularly actually, I think it might have been Leah, actually messaged me and was like, oh my God, where are you flying to? Like, and I was like, oh yeah, just like in the same state. And she's like, oh, I don't fly to anywhere except for like overseas. And I'm like, yeah, Australia's fucking huge. So we flew within the same state. So we now live kind of at the top of our state, New South Wales, and we flew kind of down about halfway, maybe slightly further than halfway down the state. Just because, yeah, Australia's big. You know, you can travel for like 20 hours and still be in the same state. So flew down to Sydney that morning, went to the engagement party. Awesome, loved it. We were meant to get on a flight the next day at like 7 a.m. and there were like gale force winds up near here, near like the airport we fly into is Ballina. And they were like, we're not having any flights. So as I told you, Buddy doesn't like being alone. And at this point, we'd only been here we'd been here for like less than 24 hours before we had to leave. So we just were thinking, okay, for one night, he's going to be okay. You know, we'll give him plenty of food. We'll, you know, we transfer him by putting him in one room at a time. Like we put him in our bedroom with all of our, you know, nice human smelling stuff. So, and we put like you can get this like spray that like relaxes them, pheromone spray, and like a diffuser thing. So we'd kitted him out, you know, we're like for one night he'll be okay. It's not ideal, we don't like it, but we can't, you know, like it was, you know, it's our best friend's engagement party. There's not a hope in hell we wouldn't be there. So anyway, and then our flight got cancelled, and I was like, oh my God, Buddy is gonna think we've abandoned him. Like he's gonna be freaking out. He's in a place he doesn't know. We're not coming home for this long. Like, we're never away for that long. And so anyway, I need some lip balm. I have some here. This is my favorite lip balm, just as an FYI. It's by Frank Body. Come on, focus on the lip balm. Can you see? Frank Body. Nope, wants to do my face. Come on, you can do it. I don't know if you can see a thing of that, friends. It just doesn't look like it's focusing. It comes in a little tube. You can buy it at Mecca. It's 12 bucks. I own many of these, and I think it's the best one. As you can see, I have quite large lips, and so when they get dry, it's very uncomfortable. I own a lot of lip balms. I like this one. It's the best one I found. I'll put it in the description box if I remember. If I don't and you really, really want to know, you can comment and I'll find it for you. I won't always do that, but given the fact that this won't even, it won't focus, I like it. Yeah, so then Buddy was by himself and I was, that's how I ended up at Skein Sisters, because I was really, really worried about Buddy. And yeah, last time we left him alone, he got quite sick because he got quite sick because he was like so anxious. So I was really worried about him. So that was a total debacle. Poor little guy. He was totally freaked out. So then we finally got back on Monday morning. We tried to get back earlier, but we couldn't. We finally got back on Monday morning and Buddy had not settled in very well. He was understandably hiding under the bed. He like didn't keep food down for like 24 almost more hours. Like I was getting to the point where I was like, shit, do I need to call a vet? Like, because I would rather be safe than sorry with Buddy. I'll just take him, like he's my baby. But I was like, okay, we'll just see how he's going. But he wasn't keeping food down because he was so anxious. Anyway, he settled down after a while. We had come up with a plan and we had gotten some support from a vet in how we were transitioning him over here, and had some medication that they recommended that we provide for him. So we were doing all of that. It just was very not ideal. And the poor little guy, I just hate seeing him distressed. I think kids and animals, I hate seeing them distressed because you can't tell them what's going on and they can't tell you what's wrong. So I freaking hate it. So anyway, he's actually settled in really great now. He's perfectly comfortable. It was like once we got home and we were here, he was fine. But that was a very, dare I say, traumatic experience for him. He's a cat. He didn't understand what's going on. You know, he didn't know how long we were going to be away for. And that was really tough. So that's how we ended up with Skein Sisters, was because we had more time than we thought. I was stressed. My husband was like, let's get this woman some yarn. That'll help. Coffee and yarn and buying a new couch. And yes, it did help greatly, actually. Just helped take my mind off it, to be honest. And then Buddy, he was okay, you know. We also give him special food to kind of help him. We're doing all the right things. He's just, you know, he's a sensitive soul. He takes after his adoptive mother, you know. We're sensitive souls. So then that's been going on. And then last weekend we had the furniture finally arrive, as you can see. It was a bit of a hassle. My husband had to travel to Tamworth. I was here. They ended up charging us $1,500 more than they had told us they were going to charge, which totally freaked me out. I shouldn't say totally freaked me out. I was actually pretty accepting about it, but you know, a lot of money more, and I was not super thrilled. But I think it was a combination of us not probably, I don't think the inventory system when they did the quote is probably accurate, but I also think, I don't think they were taking us for a ride or anything. They seemed very genuine, and I'm a pretty good read of people. But I think it's a combination of how their quoting system works, and also probably a combination of us not being aware of how much stuff there was. We knew that there could be a little margin of error, but we thought $1,500 was a bit ridiculous. Anyway, what are you gonna do? We were lucky enough that even though we didn't want to pay that and it was going to put us in a tight situation, we were able to do that because we needed to. But yes, that was unpleasant. And then this weekend we have to go back and do our final clean, get everything sorted. We're traveling back together this time though, so I do think that's going to be easier because we can share the driving. It's also fun. We love a road trip together. Good bonding. I mean, we're married, so we're obviously bonded, but it's like nice time that we spend together. And I'm meeting my mum. She's going to come up and help. So yeah, this weekend, my husband's mum came up, and that was really lovely to have her here. And she did so much washing, thank God. And then this weekend, my mum's coming up, and I'm feeling very bittersweet about the whole move, actually. Like, I'm really excited to be here. Please don't get me wrong. But I did love being in Tamworth. I loved that house. Like, that house was, I could have been there for a long time had it been the right location and, you know, ideally on 5 acres of land. But, you know, like, that house felt really snuggy to me, and it was like a lot of things that I really loved. This house has a very different vibe. It's like, it's still awesome, like, but it's much more coastal beach shack in a cute way, not shack because like it's a total mess. No, it's more like, I don't know, it's just got a different vibe to it. Like, it's really airy. It's not as cozy as the last place. The last place was like a little country cottage, and that's just so up my alley. This is very different, and I think I can totally still make it beautiful for us. It's gonna take some time, but it's just that sense of, I don't know, I'm a real homey person, right? Like, I love being cozy. I love being in my space. I love my stuff. Like, I don't have a lot of stuff, but like, I love my stuff. I love personalizing my space, and I just think it's going to take some time to get this place. So I still kind of have this sense of like, I kind of want to go home, but my home's not my home anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is my home and we're still making it nice. So I definitely think some people, it's funny because I've moved a lot, and I wouldn't have said that I was a transient person, but I have moved in the last 7 or 8 years 4 times, 2 really major moves, like to 6 hours away from where I was before, like brand new friends and family situation. Well, not family, they're around, but you know what I mean, like total new locations. And I think I don't think I give myself enough credit for my adventurous. I'm very adventurous, and I'm very courageous, but I don't think I give myself enough credit for that, because I'm still, you know, like, nervous. I still feel like, you know, like it feels really big, and so I don't think I give myself credit for how much, yeah, I still think it's pretty cool. And like, I don't know, there's lots of things I like about here. Like, you would have seen, I would have posted 1,000 beach shots. Hopefully you're not getting sick of those / mildly resentful. But like, there's some beautiful nature around here, and I think that there's like, this place is really cute. I think it's just going to take some time to get it snuggly. It's got a very different vibe, but it's cute. I actually really like this room. I think I might have to commandeer it. I might have to have a chat with my husband and see if we can swap, because I feel like this is going to be a much nicer filming room. I mean, I can still use it. I don't know where the heck we're going to put his desk. That's the thing about this place, is it's not, there's not as much storage, and it's not smaller, I don't think, but it's not got as much as what it's not, I don't think it's laid out in a way that's making it easiest for us to transition. Like, there's not an obvious space for like my husband's office, or yeah, it's just different. So we'll see. I'm really I think having a couch is gonna make a big difference. I'm excited to like sit on the couch and watch. I've got like 1,000 knitting podcasts to catch up on. I'm catching up on Carsley Handmade episode today, and she also liked my Ranunculus, which I know is not how it's pronounced, but that's the whole thing. Yeah, I was watching that today. I've got a couple of hers to catch up on, actually. I think I've got episode 6 as well. Grocery Girls is coming out in 17 hours. Get ready, friends. Settle in. I won't be here, but I will be a very good treat for me when I get back on Monday. Hopefully. I've only got 2 more shifts of my current job before I wrap up getting ready for my new one. So it's all happening. It's a lot of change going on. It's all good stuff, like all good stuff, but there's just a lot, and a lot of things to organize, you know. I think this afternoon's going to involve a nap for the Alex star. Although this has actually really perked me up. It's funny, that's why I started this thing, right? Because I felt like, you know, I needed some sparking of joy, Marie Kondo, except not getting rid of stuff. But like, I don't know. I think I just really needed somewhere to be creative, hang out. People, like you guys are like hanging around. Like, if you're watching this now, this has been probably about an hour and a bit. So if you're still watching this, thanks. If you're not, fine. It's been very therapeutic for me. Maybe this is like the time where, you know what, in future, you know what I'm going to do? And I can't do this today because I haven't thought this through. But in future, if I do more of these, this is where I'm going to like stick in a giveaway or stick in something like stick in a promotional code or something. Because I feel like if you're hanging out with me right now and it's been an hour and 20 minutes and you're just chilling and we're just hanging out, like, that's the real deal. Okay, friends. I'm actually just enjoying sitting here knitting. But I don't think I have any more questions to answer. I don't think there's anything else I was going to tell you last time. I don't think so. If you're keen to see some of the stuff that I have knit, I think I'm going to do that. And I might even just start filming some of that now because I'm on a roll. I'm in a roll. I'm in a roll. I want a bit of a roll. I might, looking for my phone to see what time it was. I'm filming on my phone. I might have some lunch or something. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this is a vibe. I think I'm getting some new yarn tomorrow in my little package. I think I'm also going to order some for my birthday. My husband was thinking about ordering, my birthday's in a couple of weeks, and my husband was thinking about like, he's like, if you want something specific, like let me know. But I also feel like he often tries to like surprise me with something nice, and I'm like, yeah, but also I could use some yarn. Like yarn? Anything. I'm thinking yarn. So don't get me wrong, very like, but I'm thinking I'm going to order myself some yarn as like a congratulations, you got a new job and it's your birthday and you're awesome. And you're a YouTube podcaster now, so, you know, content. Tax deductible? Not tax deductible, I'm not earning any money off this, friends. This is just for fun and for free. Right, I'm going to wrap this up now because I'm just rambling and I'm having fun with it, but I think we're at the end. Did I tell you what this was made out of? This is made out of Madelaine Tosh. This color was copper pink copper. Then it's Silver Fox was the light color, and Jaguar. I'll look that up too. I've got some left of this, and I've actually got a whole skein of just like holding myself. Whoops. Good thing this is the end. No one's gonna see it. I've also got like a rye bourbon color. I don't know if that color would suit me, to be honest. I bought it to go with this, but I don't know. It could do. Okay, I'm leaving. Okay, I do this all the time where I'm like, I'm going. No, I'm not. I'm going. No, I'm not. I'm going. No, I'm not. Do it with my mom all the time. All right, friends. I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out if you hung out. And I will catch up with you soon. Okay.